This is actually a part two of the training on UVS application. So in the first part, we're able to cover all the technical development that you need to get started. Fundamental technical development, you need to get started using the application. Now, this particular training, we are going to continue where we stop at that last training. You can see that on the last training, there is a little network glitches as regard to buying of data on that particular one. This training is specifically for API integrations. Now, one of the things that I've noticed for those that are buying product from us, especially people that are going on a standalone solution, is the ability to manage your API sourcing integration process. Now, what you should get at the back of your mind is that even though the application gives you ability to use different APIs for automation of products, you should be able to be at the lookout and watch out for like price abnormalities. What I mean by price abnormality, I'm talking about the decrease and increase of prices across all the terminals you are using. We can never be able to tell you specifically that we're in charge in any of the platform that you are using, okay, except you're using our own indigenous API, which I'm going to show you in this video. That is the only time that we may notify you on the group, or better, see if there is a price variations, we'll be able to tell you. So in this training, we're going to be looking at API critically, because now let me tell you one thing. Apart from building a V2 website based on UVS application, just like what we have just done in the last video, you will discover that one of the things that you should get to understand is the interactivity of API across different terminals. Why do I mean by that? Because if you don't understand how API works as regards to V2 technology, it means that you cannot be able to scale up the business. You can't even factor in multiple products in the business, and you don't even know when you're making losses or you're making gain in the business. I have seen some countless kind of process as like event whereby a client make an integration to a particular API. He or she does not even know that the price of API has been changed, and then the person end up selling at lost price. And remember, the customer that you are coming to bring into the table, most of them are greedy in nature. What I mean by greedy in nature is that they want to make sure that you are selling at a cheaper price, and they will take advantage of that and actually try to like buy at a cheaper price without even you, the admin, knowing that these prices you are selling are lower than what is obtainable in the general market. Now, I'm going to use I'm going to compare like 3 different platforms apart from the one that we've done before now. You see that in the previous series, we have done integration on my SME data if you go through the video. So you can see that in this my SME data, we did integration, and I was able to make a purchase of data, even though we have a network glitches on that. Let me show you quickly. Let me go to transaction history. Where is it now? Okay, you can see trans here. Let me just show you something while we forge ahead. So you can see the data purchases I've just done after the integration. You see that we made purchase of airtime. Please go watch the other video if you have not, because this is a follow-up video to that. It's a series. Why are we making this series? To prove to you that we know the technology, not just that we are selling the solution to you or building and deploying for you. Remember, this training is for both people that are in need of the solution, or better still, you want to kind of learn along and to know that what you are buying or what you're paying for, it's worth it. Okay, so you can see the transaction that we did after doing integration, even though there was a network glitches along the line. So for the benefit of people that are maybe you're watching this video for the first time and you say, okay, how do I get the UVS application? Now, getting the UVS applications comes with different what's called process. Now, you can pay for the solution and have it on your server. Go watch the previous video before this one, or better still, you can easily order for the solution, be on our server, and become independent on you using our products as the API terminal and still run the business. Let me show you something. Now, if you come to this place, you see that this is instamobile.com.ng. I will leave a link in the description of this video. On this instamobile.com.ng, what is it all about? It is a platform where you can actually order for different V2 website setup system based on the ones that we have proven that is working effectively. So, for instance, if you want to order for just a normal V2 system, you can click on pricing there. What I mean by a normal VT system is that is done for you system, whereby we are the one handling every development for you. You don't need to go through this stress of learning all the technical aspect of the business, just like what we are doing on this series on UVS application. So you can easily pick any of this application, any of this plan, I mean to say this project. Like the first one is just like more or less a reseller package. Okay, this and this and this. So these are just it. Okay, this one is that it's going to be on our server. Why the second one here? This one is going to be on our server, okay? But this one is more or less you're going to be on your server, and then this one is also going to be on your server. So if you are going for this one at the moment, this is the price. The price may change anytime. Okay, so you can see the price of this one. If you are going for this one, it's going to be on our server, and you want to request for multiple API switch. You may decide to request for this multiple API switch. You add up 30K to be able to have ability to have multiple API switch. So that is 100K, and then you'll be running the solution on our server. What I mean by a server, that you not have access to the software. If you want to have access to the software, please go and get the second or the last package. So now that is for those of you that done for you system. What we mean by done for you system is that we're going to deploy the solution, make sure that every services are working on automation. That include airtime, data, cable, electricity, exam pins, and even more. So that is it. Just like a complete blind automated system, every services is going to be working on automation. These are services that are going to work on automation, airtime, data, cable, electricity. That is if you are going for that. Now, for those of you that okay, so I've seen what you're offering, and I don't want you to build the solution for me. Okay, you want to buy the solution and deploy it on your server. That is what this training is also meant for. You can easily request for it and follow up the first training, which you have done right away. But then the prices is different from what I'm showing you right away. So if you want to get the solution, be it so that you be on the server. Now, what you need to do is to go click on product or shop. I'm going to still leave the link in the show of this video. Once you click on shop or product, you'll be presented to the place where you have to see varieties of different UVS versions. So pay attention here. Most of these versions are very good. It's meant for starters. You can go for the 20K package, the 45K package, the 100K package. But then the one I usually recommend for everybody to go for is the UVS version 7.5. This particular version supports so many things. It supports auto banking, it supports sleek designs, and so many other things. So you also have the one of 125K. The current training we are doing right away right now is the UVS version 7.5 training. We will also be covering other training on this series. Make sure you check the playlist on our channel, which is UVS as a playlist. You'll be able to learn along the line about all the whole different training on each of these individual applications. So once you buy this, the current price at the moment, because when you say the current price, because that's the price at which this product is being sold, this application is being sold, is 250K. With this 250K, you can deploy it on our own server. I've done this training on the first series. We have covered it a lot, how to get your own hosting and all the rest. So this is the description of the features of the application. So having said that, in this training specifically, we'll be using multiple API to design the solution to make sure that it works out. Okay. Now, if you go to the last video we did on this, we have to look at the API terminal on my SME data, right? That's what we have actually add. We see that what we added on that last video. You can see that my SME data is showing here. But what is the situation whereby you want to add other API, not just my SME data? That's what we want to cover on this training. So another thing is that this training can be for people that is running the application on our server and you want to be connecting with multiple API switch. That is what we are doing on this training. So this is another solution, which is my onedatasolve.com.ng. You can go check them out. It's an API system. So we are going to be integrating this on the application. So to do that, what we need to do, the fundamental thing you need to do is to sign up, upgrade to a vendor on any API platform you want to work with. Once you upgraded to a vendor, you'll be given your own API key. So if you click on this profile settings, you will see the API key, right? So you can see my own API key right away here. So you can see it right away. So having seen this, we have to copy the API key. Okay, so you have to copy. But before we do this, let's first of all do the number integration process, which is very easy. Go through the video before this. Okay, UVS. Okay, I'm going to still tag the video at the end of this training, because this is like a second part two of the video. So, but then what we have to do first is to go to study the API documentation. So let me just click on this place, and then I think I need to locate the API documentations on this. Okay, you can see the API doc. You see where they put this particular API doc. Okay. So another thing you should also know is that for your API to function on your website, you need to have a balance. You need to have what? A balance. So make sure that you learn how to put money in your API balance. Let me show you something. If you go to mysmedata.com.ng, you will click on this add fund. Okay, click on this add fund, and then you see the available fund here. Can you see it now? This not available fund, but money, what's called account number to pay. Once you make payment to this account number, it will be what? I think it will be shown on your dashboard, so you can use it for wallet, what's called payment of any services. So you can see this is a wallet funding that I did. So you can also do it for other platform you'll be working with. Okay, so you need to actually add money with them. So in this one, this particular solution, this is one data sub. You see, I have 2,800 here. You can see this one has only but a mobile Mona funding option. It doesn't have auto banking. But then if you are using my SME data as your, where is it now? As your own API terminal, it has a auto funding. So you just have to put in money to any of what's called, to send it to your own dedicated account here, and you get credited instantly on my SME data. But we're looking at, okay, there's some certain times they want to do, there's some prices of product on my SME data may be high, or maybe it may not be available. Or better say, you want to just do different multiple API integration on your solution. That's what we are doing on this training. So pay critical attention, because this is just like a very place where it gets complex and funny. And then I'm still going to give you another mentorship after this training on this particular listing. So let's go further. The first thing we have to do is to add money, which of course I already have money. I'm using one data sub as a case study. So then I'm going to go to the documentation. So let me go to the API doc of one data sub. We are still going to do another one before we now begin to understand. As I want you to understand API integration, it is very, very simple something if you follow my training. So this particular play, which is one data sub, you can see their own endpoint here. So can you see it now? Just copy. Remember what we did on the first solution, the first training, I mean to say, just go to configuration on your back end. Okay, whether you are using the solution under our server or you have your own, as like you buy the software, it is the same thing. Okay, so click on add API. Then from here, you paste this endpoint. Then call this one data sub. Call this one data sub. Then copy this. You see that this thing is being routed every time you want to. This access code is not, is always routing. Okay, so this place I want to put in wallet. Then I'm going to click on update details. Now, for the benefits of that, please make sure you make use of what's it called? If you are to be on the safer side, make use of my SME data for other services like electricity. As in fact, my SME data, it has been the most trusted API so far, or as far as this training is concerned. So on UVS application, especially version 7.5, you understand. So, but if you are integrating the cable electricity exam EP, make sure you use my SME data for it. Other one, you can easily do multiple API switch on data variables. Okay, so let me just I've added the wallet. So the next thing I am to do is to go back to the API, and then I'll add airtime. So I'll add airtime. The next thing I'm going to do is to add data. So I'm just going to be adding airtime and data and wallet balance fetching. That's the only thing I have to do on this training. So for other APIs, I want to add here because I don't want to go for the way we did in the other series where we add even the electricity. Because if you learn that, you can also learn what we are doing now is multiple API switch, right? So I'm going to click update. It still has added. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to click on the same configurations, then click on wallet API. Pay attention, wallet API. In this place, I'm going to go now to one data sub, then click on profile. So I'm going to copy this API key. Then go here. This is my SME data. So the second one, I'm going to change it, copy the API, then put my one data sub here. Okay. So here I'm going to put in one data sub as the API name. Okay. So I'm going to just click update. Just type it. This time we recognize because everything is hash, but for security reasons. So that is it. Then I'm going to go to API wallet. Let me show you something. If you click on API wallet, you will see that the second one is not displaying the API wallet. That's another thing. Then if you notice something like it means that that particular website does not support the integration of this UVS version. I hope I'm making sense here. So you should not be able to say that did not say this. Okay, now let's try the second option, which is second website for integration. That is Density. I'm just like using it as a case study just to prove one thing for you. Any website that you see out there that is MS Surge in mine, you can see it at the footer. You may ask Shedrack, why are you going to the footer? Because I want to show you something. Most of all that are buying the solution, you are buying it because you trusted Shedra because of its mentorship. You are not just buying the solution or telling us to set up the solution because of any other thing. It's because of that trust you have bestowed on us, and we want to give back to the society. So any website out there that is MS Surge developed based, the UVS application support it. Okay, and even more. So now, having understand that as a concept, the next thing we want to do is to do the integration. So I've already signed up with these guys. So what I want to do right now is that on my account here, you will see that my account here, I don't have any wallet balance. So I'm going to just send in money. I'm going to send in money. You can see the account they gave to me. I want to send in money, and then let's do the integration on this particular website. Remember, we are looking at how to add multiple API switch. Even if we are only doing one, you can use the knowledge that I show you on only one to do for others. Okay, so this is PAMPay. Let me just, I'm going to add in, how much am I going to add right now? I'm going to add in just for a test. Don't go and add big money because we are doing test running, right? So I'm going to add in, let me just add 250. Okay, before I do that, let me put in the account number. You see the name that will display there. So let me just add 500. Okay, I've added 500. Let me see if the wallet balance reflects. Okay, so as we are waiting, let me show you something. Once you are registered in any of those platforms, what you need to do is to click on this developer API. Can you see it now? You can see that the other one is LP API doc, but this one is developer API. Okay, you can see the money has reflected. You can see that the 500 I asked has reflected, has reflected. Another thing I will also tell you is this: you need to do your KYC on the platforms. You need to do your verifications. But then, if you are using my SME data, nobody asks you for verification. Everything goes seamlessly if you are using my SME data. So here you can see it, and you can see my own API token here. Then, but before that, I'm going to click on this API documentation page. Can you see it now? So I'm going to go to the API documentation page. This one is a little bit different from what I've been showing you all this while. So pay critical attention here. On this place, you just have to click. You can see, forget about all the whole big grammar that you are seeing here. This can give you high BP or hypertension, as the case may be. But here, what we want to do is to do integration, right? So copy this, go back to your dashboard, then click on configuration, then click on add API, then press this key. These are not keys, these are around, but that's which you have copied. Then the access code, you have to put it here. Then here, you are going to put density so that you remember that this is density API, density sub. Then click on update details. So you have added it. Then you go back to the postman. Then here, forget about this, forget about this, forget about, then come to data. You can see it now. Okay, so just have to put in data. But before data, let's do for airtime. Just trace for airtime. You must definitely see it where airtime is being mentioned. Okay. Okay, you can easily use this section here to be able to go to that section that you want to do the integration. So in this place, what I'm looking at is the place for airtime. And I think this guy is okay, airtime transaction. Is it airtime transaction? Okay. I think this guy does not offer airtime top up, but then I think they are supposed to offer it as a service. But let's just be tracing it. Must definitely see airtime. Okay, you can see top up here. Just copy this, then come back here and put it here. Then density sub, then copy it, copy the access code, put it, then come here and put airtime, then put update details. So you go back to data, the one that we leave behind. Okay, so it's very easy. Just follow the training. So you just come here and paste it. So this is data. Why are we doing this training? Because people always are said that you always talk about your own product. Why can't you talk about other products? That is why we are doing it. And those of you that think that okay, we are selling our products and not that okay for you guys, you want to pull out, the door is open for you on the software. That is why we are doing this training. So that you shouldn't say, these guys, they're the one that is making me, I'm not progressing in the business. Use this training as a case study. So we added density as an API terminal. So the next thing we want to do is to go back to our API documentation and then copy the key. Did you see the key I copied? Then go back to configurations. Then come to wallet API. Then remember, this is the second one. I just want to use the second one. I'm going to paste the key here, then put it as, just type density sub, even though you are not seeing what you are typing, but it's recording. Then click on update details. But before you do it, you need to select density sub on the list of the API. Density sub. Okay, so density sub updates. So go back to the wallet, API wallet. So you can see now, you can see that one density sub is compactable. Can you see it now? So you can see the 400 naira that we recharged on the density sub is showing live and direct. So having done that, the next thing we are going to do is to integrate the services that want to work with them. So in this case, I want to integrate airtime on this density sub. I just want to copy this, then go back to my dashboard and then click on configuration. Then I'm going to click on airtime API. Click on this airtime API. I can then close this, as in remove the key there, and then put density sub here as my airtime provider. So what it's trying to say that the system should process airtime via this terminal, which is density sub. I believe this is self-explanatory. It means that once these users want to buy product on airtime VTU, let the system go to density sub and say to the person. That is what we call the power of automation, right? So let me just go back to what's called signing up to my own account on the application. As a user, your user will come and log in into your own website right now. You can see it now. This is VTU Niger. And then once they have funded the account, you see I have up to 4,200 here. So I'm just going to click on airtime, for instance, and then come here and put the number that I want to recharge. Okay, I'm going to still show you API response, which is very important, because if you come here, there is something we said here which you don't understand. The system come with something we call API response that show you what is happening on your API. So let me just go down and show you this on this UVS application. Okay, where is it right now? There's a particular function that it comes with, as we highlighted it here, that it comes with API response, showing you what is happening on your API. If these guys have balance, or maybe there is a network issue, it will show you. So, but let's just buy. I'm going to show you that how you locate it as the owner of the platform. Whether you are using our solution, you are building on our server, or you are standing alone, it comes with something like that. So remember what we defined on the previous series. This is our password here, right? So I'm going to click on continue. So let's see. So you can see that this transaction is successful, and then I have received the airtime on my device. Then let me go back to density sub. You see what happened here. Now this can take place even when you are not there. So you can see right away that the transaction, you can see the balance I have right now. You can see it now, 359. Not only that, if you go to transaction history, you can see the transaction history here. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. Not only that, if you go back, you see that it's only 1% that they gave to me by integrating with them via API. But you see that the current package I have with them is Smart Earner, right? So as someone that using API, you need to upgrade to a higher version of any website API system you are using. Let me also show you something. If you click on pricing here, before I now go back to the admin and show you something, you can see the prices they are offering for their API users. Okay, so you can easily chat their admin up via WhatsApp to tell them to upgrade you to an API so that you have a better rate of API services. I believe that is self-explanatory. Having said that, let's go back to the admin. Then let me show you something. If you click on transaction, then click on all transactions. So you can see this transaction that I did just right now. Can you see it? Even the other ones we have done, everything is displaying here. Let me show you something. If you click on this view, you can easily see the response, the API response that we talk about. Okay, so this is a vital something that you need as a developer or someone running the business with us, because you need to know the API response. Sometimes if data fails or airtime fails, you should be able to know what causes the failure here. So even if it says success, it will give you the response. This code now that you are seeing here, this code that you are seeing here is the API response code, right? Now, that is only obtainable on this UVS version 7.5. If you are going for other UVS application, you may not have this kind of privilege to know what is going on. Okay, so but if you are going for the version 7.5, you will have something like this. So it is very key to understanding how the system works as regard to, I think we don't need this. We have to. Now, the next thing we have to do is to integrate data. Let me just show you that the almighty data, because it's very important we learn it, even though that I'd make a recharge on the previous version training, but you guys may think that I didn't do that data subscription, but I want to do that. Let me go to data and show you something. We want to do integration. First of all, you go look at the available data subscription. Okay, they have SME here, they have a WooF, Okay, so they also have SME2. Okay, you see that SME2 data is also here. You can see the prices that they are offering. Okay, then if you also come here, you will see gifting data is also here. Did you get? You can see the gifting data that they're offering. Now, what I want to do now is to do integration, and I want to just do integration with a little amount of the one that can carry my balance. I want to do that as in the one that will carry my balance. So you can see this is gifting data, 200, that's 200 naira pay in a day. So go back to developer page. So go back to developer page, copy this API key, then go back to your dashboard, click on configuration. Then in this time now, you're going to click on data API. So on this place, I'm going to go to gifting, and then press the key there, then put as data sub. So what you are trying to tell the system that if a client come to do subscription on gifting data, let the system go to density sub and check whether you have balance and purchase the data for the client. That's what we are trying to define here. So you can see I put the API key, then put density sub as the provider. I believe that's self-explained. So click on update. Now, once you are done with that, where the music now starts is to go to services, then click on data plans. Once you click on data plans, then you can then begin to trace to see whether you have a gifting services there, and you begin to rework all the gifting services plan. I hope that is self-explained. Okay, so you have to add the data gifting plan to work best. So here I'm going to click on add new. Can you see add new? If the one you want to add is not existing, you just have to click on add new. Then you trace the gifting, that particular gifting. Okay, I'm just tracing that the gifting data services. I think the one of 200, is it 200? Please, if you see it 230, let me know, as if you are with me here. But I'm very funny sometimes, so, but at least that's it. You can see it now. Can you see the 200? Can you see it? This is what we want to deal with. Okay. So we will now copy this ID. This is the data ID. We go back, then select MTN here, then put it at look at the data as in the rate, which is 230 megabytes. Okay. Or do we find, okay, yes, 230, but this is 200 naira. Which other one? I think this one is the smallest, right? So we just have to put 230 MB. Then the data type should be gifting. If you are working on SME2, you put SME2. If you are working with gifting, you put gifting. If you are working with only SME, you put SME. If you are it is corporate, you put corporate. I think that is the self-explained. Then we now paste the ID. Then you look for the validity. What is there is 1 day, right? So here you have to put just one as the validity. Then what is the buying price? How much are you buying from your API provider? In this case, we are buying it at 200. So we are going to put in 200 here. What are you going to say to people that just register in your website? So in this place, I may put something like 300. That means that once this transaction push through, I'm going to be rewarded with what? 100 naira as a take home for the same margin computation. I think that is quite explained because I did it on the previous video. So I'm putting this margin just for you to memorize and familiarize yourself with margin computation. So you can see what it means is that the translation of what I just did was like, this is the amount we are buying the product. This is the amount the user is going to get it. This is the amount the agent is going to get it. This is the amount the vendor is going to get it. I think that is self-explained. So we just click on add plan. So you see that the plan has been added. Okay. So you can see the plan has been added. So the next thing we want to do is to go back to the front section, the front sections. So this is the front section. So once you are here, we have to click on the MTN as a data. We want to make a purchase. Then I'm going to select MTN, and then I'm going to select the gifting as the product. Then click on this plan. Then I will check that particular one I did, which you can see it now. But before then, I want to show you something quickly. Let me go back to transaction. Let me show you something. So if you click on say analysis on that transaction, you will see that is only one. You can see the transaction total profit is 100 naira, right? So this is the total profit, 100 naira. You can see the number of transaction is 4. You can see it's wallet funding. I believe you're getting it. But then let me show you something again. If you click on same transaction, you will see here, if you click on all transaction, you'll be able to see the profit. So the system can only calculate this profit if you define the parameter right. If you didn't define it right, it cannot calculate right. So always pay attention to that. So I'm going to just go back to the buying process, then click on this, click that I want to buy the products, put my PIN, and then click on continue. So can you see it now? The transaction is successful, right? So, and if I go to my API terminal here, which is this density sub in this regard, let me show you something. Now you see that the system will debit me with 200 naira right here on this API. You can see it now. What is the leftover on my balance is what? 151 naira. Okay, so if you also go to data transaction, you can see the data transaction here. You can see it now. Can you see it? Can you see it? So those of you that are looking for a solution like this, go and get it now, because people always come, oh sir, I want to buy VTU solution. I want you to design it for me, but your price is too high. You want to now use what's it called? You want to buy the solution, or what? Let us deploy it, and you have ability to have API, multiple API switch. Use this knowledge to begin to work upon getting scouting for products elsewhere other than what we are offering you. So let me show you another shocking revelations about what you just did. If you go back to the dashboard now, click on transactions, then click on say analysis. Did you see something? That the profit has increased to 200. How come this 200? To get the detailed transaction analysis, you can easily click on all transactions. You'll be able to see why the profit was, as in, if you click on all transactions, let me show you. Sorry about that. If you click on all this, click on this place, you will see it now. Can you see? Can you see? This is the transaction. This is the amount. Then let's look at the API response to this particular website. So click on view details, then go down. You can see the API response. Can you see it? So the system is very, very transparent. It will show you API response, show you everything about what happens and how much the actual purchasing amount. So this is just on the API integration. Once you have gotten the first one, you just use the lowest plan on any API you are working on. Just use the lowest plan to work the first API. Once you are done with that, you need to begin to work on all the gifting on MTN. So you need to work all the gifting plans. Okay, work it until it finish. So that you now go for the next. So with this, you can easily do multiple API switch. If you go to your API wallet, you see it now. You see how much there is now left. You can see it now. Can see? So you can easily go out there and check for another API and add it in the third one, right? So you have 3 APIs. Begin to work on each of the services. You can use API 1 for airtime VTU, use API 2 for data, use API 3 for cable and electricity. So that is how it is. But if you really want to enjoy a better service on automation, why not use one API? Even though you have the knowledge that you have APIs, you can easily use different API for business like this. Why can't you use only my SME data to automate all the business? Because on my SME data, every services is on automation and you don't need to go through stress or any other thing, and you get updated when there is a price changes. But I leave you to make that decision. But you cannot only make the decision if you don't even have the UVS application. So go get grab the UVS application on instamobile.com.ng or contact admin on the description of this video for, in fact, no need of contact admin, because most people will be funny. You see them on WhatsApp, they will come and begin to ask question upon question. All your questions has been covered, both API integration, just like what we are doing on this project. So what are you waiting for? The time for you to get started is right now. And if you have already gotten the solution, use this knowledge to begin to work upon your website. Because let me tell you, we have nothing less than 2,000 to 3,000 clients. Imagine we dealing with you individually. It can work, right? Okay, Shedra cannot be everywhere, but the videos you have on the channel can help you to be able to master some certain things, just like this particular training. So why can't you check the UVS playlist and begin to work upon it? Instead of you wait for Shadrach to say, okay, Shadrach, come and do this thing for me, come and do you use this knowledge base and begin to work upon your business. Then if you are new to anything UVS, go grab one now or go to the pricing section and pick a package. Pick a package, please, and get started, because we are here. We are the one that started this B2 business all the way far back 2010, and we are still waxing strong. So we are the best company when you talk about V2 technology like this. So go grab any package and get started. Remember, each of these packages, the prices are subject to changes, either increase or decrease. So don't come and say, oh, these prices are no longer the same, because we make emphasis in each of our video that the prices are not fixed. So go grab the packages. The difference between each of these features is what it comes with. Some of them come with mobile app upload on Play Store. Some of them come with full ownership of the application. Some of them come with done for you system, especially on this pricing. But this training is for people that I want to go for the application. You want to just buy the application and work it yourself. Then you go grab it, especially the UVS application. We are going to still be doing other series on the training, where we are going to train you on any of the other versions out there, which you can see right away. And more versions are coming, and more V2 software is coming on this shop section. We're also going to be looking at other trainings, like how to become an affiliate on this wonderful project and earn almost 300, 500K every week on this project. My name is Shadrach. I remain our host. This is on UVS application, how to do API integration, dynamic multiple API integration using UVS application. And I believe you have learned one or two from here. Use this training as a backbone for your technical knowledge base on UVS application. I'm going to see you in the very next video. Thanks and God bless.